Alright, y'all, so it was a pretty decent little evening hunt. We had a lot of does working. I mean, there wasn't many bucks. It sounded like we had a couple rubbing off in the brush. There was a handful of spikes that came through. Or, I'm sorry, not a handful, just one. And the deer were really, really, really spooky. It was kind of strange. It was almost like there was probably a pack of pigs tucked back somewhere in the woods, just kind of going and doing their thing. And I was waiting for this bigger body doe that kept coming back to take the shot, but this, about 3.5 or so, she came out, and I'm in a legal doe county now, so I was hunting there, so it's like I'm not going to let the meat go to waste and the hunting trip go to waste, so. Alright, y'all, so she finally came back after playing around with me for a whole while, and this is where I decided to take the shot. So as you can hear in the video, it was a really decent hit. I knew I got her pretty good with the muzzle loader. It's a 50 cal, so I figured she wouldn't go as far as she did, but she was very anxious and a lot of adrenaline, so it was a decent hit too. In total, she probably ran about 35 yards. There was a lot less blood than I expected, but it filled the inside cavity first.
Pop perky just to start it. Pop 2 cups of purple just to pop perky just to start it. Pop 2 cups of purple just to warm it.
Alright, so fun stop. Work began. Matter of dragging her back out, getting her to the truck, then getting her home and cleaning her. It didn't take too horribly long. We were just kind of lazy. We got it done. We let her hang out for a minute and dry out and bleed the rest of the way once we got her back. What's up, folks? It's about 5:40. We're heading out from Hondo out to Dehennis. We did a little hunting this morning. It's about 66 degrees. We're fighting with the wind about 15 to 22 mile an hour out of the northeast, blowing south. We got Tyler over here. He's kind enough to let me come out this weekend and bag a couple deer, so I'll let you know when we get into the stand and on our way. Well, the morning hunt didn't go exactly as planned. You know how hunting goes. It's a coin toss between the weather and what's going to happen. It was a little windy in the tree stand, so the tree was moving a lot, and we started hearing some creaks and pops, so we decided to climb down from there. It wouldn't be safe. I went and posted up on another tree, and the wind was just absolutely terrible. We went for a little walk, and I mean, we didn't see much except some does on a couple property lines over. They were all bedded down. So it wasn't much of a move this morning, sadly, so we'll see what the evening does if it produces for us. For this one today, with the doe that we got last night, I'm going to do a little bit of a recipe that I learned a little while ago, stuffed backstrap. And so we're just going to take off this blue skin hair, finish it up, clean it up, get this meat ready to cook. You just want to start by getting your cut started. Help, my knife was a little bit sharper than it is. There we go. Knife's somewhat sharper now. Much better. Alright, so now we're going to take this back strap, and for the stuffed back strap, we're going to cut right down the middle here, and we're actually going to butterfly it. And take it, just keep working it. Make sure you get enough meat on top and bottom, because you don't want to have one side too thin and one side too thick, because then, you know, your wrap is going to come apart. My stuffing, I like green onions, jalapenos, an actual onion, I'm going to saute that, and garlic, which will saute that with the onion. And the most important part, cream cheese. So, when you go to make your filling, there's no set recipe you're going to want to make however much you think is going to take to fill your backstrap, which that one's not huge, so we're not going to use a ton of it. Probably about half a thing of cream cheese, and then we're going to go from there. Probably one of your best seasonings you're gonna find around here, a jalapeno pepper. They're universal and they go with just about anything and everything you can think of. They're like bacon in a sense. Alright y'all, so we got the grill going. It's got some good coals in it now, ready to start. So we're gonna take our backstrap here, take it over the grill. Set it down here. Just kinda for a gentle pickup. Set it over the heat. Close that top. Set our airflow. We're not really wanting to smoke it, but we want some good heat coming out. So now it's ready. All right, y'all. So it's been about 45 minutes, I'd say, around there, and she got a tad bit hot on the wood here, but it is looking absolutely magnificent, and it is done. And you can actually hear Tyler in the background, which I'm gonna link his YouTube channel in the description of this video. He has helped me actually get this together and started, and hopefully it does nothing but take off from here. But he is actually power washing, and he is prepping a buffalo skull for a European mount, which is actually pretty cool. As y'all can see, I have a little bit of work still to do and prepping wise and whatnot for this, but I mean, it is just absolutely beautiful, and it smells amazing. I wish you guys could smell it, but it turned out so nice and perfect.
Alright y'all, so here's that skull. I'll leave a link to his video where he finishes it so y'all can see the final product of it.
You're driving down the road fine. I kind of looked at this tire funny. I thought, it looked a little low. You know, come over here. I had a nail hole in the tire, and so I just went ahead, plugged it, and, well, we're going to go back to the casa, get some air. Then, what's going on, y'all? We're on some farmland down here, you know, right outside of Hondo, just right outside of Dennis. It's right in between. I actually got through on a new setup viewer on the rifle, so when I take this shot, y'all will get the first-hand perspective and be able to see it the whole way through. So as we were coming up to the blind here, this doe walked out. I mean, horrible timing. I'm right out in the open, right on the edge of a brush line. And I had to sit in the, most awkward position, and then the spike came out right behind her, and I was just shaking like a twig. I've always wanted to do a stalk hunt. And the amount of adrenaline going through my body, the camera doesn't do it justice, but I was shaking, and she was only about 20 yards, 25 yards right out in front of me. So finally her and that spike walked off and went around the edge of the tree line there. So I was finally able to get up and make a move and start heading towards the blind to try and get a sit in right before it got dark. And that flat tire at the beginning really did not help us at all getting there late. But I mean, it was still a fun hunt. So a big part of hunting with me and my buddies is hand signals, you know. We use them a lot, try to help and communicate and keep the noise down and whatnot. And what I was saying here is my heart was pounding. It was absolutely insane, and that they had finally walked off. All right, y'all, so I'm here to close out that evening hunt from Sunday night. We didn't get anything, sadly. I would have liked to bag that doe, but she was only 2, so, you know, it's like, gotta let her walk. She gotta let her go. Too young, and that spike came out, and like an idiot, I forgot my binos in the car, so I didn't have the binoculars with me, and I should have grabbed them, and I kicked myself for not doing it. And I would have used a rifle scope, but on my muzzleloader, I need to get a new set screw for the optic zoom on it, so I can actually zoom the scope, because right now it's probably stuck on about 2 or 3, so I'm at like a 60-yard max on my shots. Be accurate with them and be confident with myself. But no, I mean, all in all, that was a great weekend, great hunt. I couldn't ask for anything better. Live through some old memories and whatnot, and be able to just talk and hang out, and some good cooking, and being able to hang out and be around good people. That hunt was absolutely insane, because I begged and begged and begged, and I've always said I wanted to go on a stock hunt. I always want to go on a stock hunt. Well, that was just absolutely insane, and in the video you could just see me shaking. The amount of adrenaline going through my body was absolutely insane, and that was a good, probably in all, I was sitting there for about 10 minutes with her, just locked eyes, trying to get me to move. I wouldn't move. I was froze up, so, you know, she didn't really spook. And then as we came around the corner, you know, she disappeared, and there was nothing there, and we sat for probably about another 30 minutes and didn't see anything, sadly. So it was a great weekend all in all, and thank y'all for watching, and tune in when I go ahead and prep all the meat that I got from her.